I never expected that a few unexpected ride notifications on my phone would unlock a hidden world, a realm where midnight meetings, secret rendezvous, and decadent dining experiences awaited me. My life had always been one of careful routine, early mornings filled with coffee and quiet contemplation, long days at a stable office job, and evenings that dissolved into predictable solitude. Yet that ordinary existence was about to be transformed by a series of messages that would lead me far beyond the comfortable borders of my everyday life. It began on a cool autumn evening, when the sky was brushed with the fading colors of dusk and the city hummed softly with the promise of nightfall. I had just finished a long day at work, the kind that left you craving nothing more than a hot shower and a quiet dinner in your small apartment. I settled into my favorite armchair and idly scrolled through the day's notifications on my phone. Amid the usual reminders and emails, a new alert caught my eye, a ride notification with details that I didn't remember requesting. The message simply read, "Your ride is here. Destination, the Elysian venue." I paused, heart skipping a beat. I had never heard of the Elysian venue, and I wasn't expecting a ride at that hour. I brushed it off momentarily as perhaps an error, but a second notification soon followed with an entirely different destination. "Your ride is en route. Destination, La Lune Bistro." Curiosity prickled at the edges of my mind. La Lune Bistro was a posh establishment I had seen in glossy lifestyle magazines, an elegant bistro known for its intimate ambience and sumptuous cuisine, but I had never even considered dining out so late. And the Elysian venue? The name alone suggested something otherworldly. As the notifications continued in rapid succession, each one detailing an imminent ride with a destination I had never planned to visit, I realized that these were not mere glitches. They were deliberate, calculated signals meant only for me. For a long, silent moment, I stared at my phone, trying to make sense of the messages. My heart pounded as I considered the possibility that someone was orchestrating a secret escape on my behalf. Perhaps an unknown admirer, or even an unexpected part of myself, had decided that I was ready to taste a life of luxury, romance, and adventure beyond the safe confines of my routine. The idea was both exhilarating and terrifying. I spent several minutes poring over my ride history and calendar entries, trying to recall if I had made any bookings. Nothing appeared, no digital breadcrumbs, no record of planning. It was as if these ride notifications had appeared out of thin air, like keys to a door I never knew existed. The realization sent a thrill coursing through me. Despite the residual fear of the unknown, a part of me, one that had long yearned for something more, whispered that I should follow the clues. After a few deep breaths and a moment of silent resolve, I decided to step into the unknown. I cleared my evening schedule, canceling my usual plan to cook dinner at home and settle in front of the television, and prepared to embrace what might come. I opened my closet and, after a brief deliberation, selected an outfit that balanced sophistication with a hint of daring, a fitted midnight blue dress paired with a soft, tailored blazer and a pair of elegant heels. I applied my makeup carefully, a bold red lip and softly defined eyes that I hoped would convey both confidence and vulnerability. In that moment, as I looked at my reflection, I saw a glimpse of someone I could be, daring, unburdened, and willing to follow a secret invitation into a world of possibility. At around 8 p.m., I left my apartment with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. The cool night air carried a promise as it brushed against my skin, and the city around me seemed to pulse with a hidden vibrancy. I opened my rideshare app and confirmed the ride to La Lune Bistro, the first destination mentioned in the string of mysterious notifications. The app's confirmation chimed, and soon a sleek, black car pulled up at my doorstep. I climbed inside, my heart fluttering as the driver greeted me with a courteous nod. I gave him the address, and as we set off, I watched the familiar urban landscape transform gradually. The streets I had known so well melted away into a more upscale district, one dotted with high-rise buildings and designer storefronts, their lights glistening like stars. Every passing moment felt like a step further into an uncharted territory. During the ride, my phone buzzed again, a new message, this time confirming the next leg of the journey, destination, the Elysian venue. I felt my pulse race as I realized that I was being led on a multi-stop escape into two very different worlds, an exclusive, possibly secret venue, and an upscale bistro. The Elysian venue was a name that conjured images of refined mystery, of a place where only those in the know could gain entry. I had heard whispers about it in passing, rumors of secret meetings and exclusive gatherings, but I had never set foot there. Now, the idea of visiting such a place ignited a heady mixture of excitement and terror. The car ride continued, and soon I found myself arriving in front of a sleek, modern building with an understated elegance. A discreet sign on the wall simply read the Elysian venue in refined, minimalist script. I hesitated for a moment at the entrance, feeling as though I was standing at the threshold of a secret society. With a determined breath, I stepped forward and pressed the doorbell. After a brief moment, the door swung open to reveal a softly lit foyer. The interior was a study in modern chic, a subtle interplay of deep blues, polished concrete, and warm, ambient lighting. I took a moment to absorb the atmosphere before a calm, measured voice greeted me, "Welcome. Please, come in." I entered the venue, and immediately felt the hum of exclusivity, a quiet energy that hinted at intimate gatherings and secret exchanges. I was guided down a corridor that opened into a stylish lounge. Plush seating, tasteful art, and a gentle murmur of conversation made the space feel like a hidden retreat, far removed from the predictable chaos of daily life. I took a seat at a central table, observing the other guests with a sense of quiet camaraderie. I was not alone in my secret escape. The soft lighting and subtle music seemed to carry an undercurrent of anticipation. Each minute ticking by amplified the knowledge that later that night, at midnight, an intimate dinner with a mysterious stranger was set to unfold at another exclusive venue, La Lune Bistro. After spending a few minutes in the elegant lounge, I left and rejoined the rideshare waiting outside. The driver greeted me with the same polite efficiency as before, and soon I was on my way again. I watched as the city's upscale streets gave way to a part of town that housed refined dining establishments and whispered secrets of high-end indulgence. The car finally pulled up outside a beautiful building whose facade was modern yet inviting. This, I knew, was the home of La Lune Bistro. I stepped out and paused for a moment to take in the scene. The entrance of La Lune Bistro was framed by large, arched windows through which warm, golden light spilled out onto the sidewalk. A delicate sign, embossed with elegant lettering, read La Lune Bistro. My breath caught as I pushed open the door and stepped into a world that was the antithesis of my once predictable routine. Inside, the dining room was an intimate, refined space designed for the discerning few. Soft, ambient lighting bathed the room in a gentle glow. The hum of a live piano blended seamlessly with the murmur of low conversations. Each table was meticulously set with crisp linens, fine china, and subtle floral arrangements that whispered of understated romance. I was led to a reserved table in a secluded corner, its setting arranged as if to suggest that this was a meeting meant to be both private and transformative. I settled into my seat, my senses already alight with anticipation. The first course arrived, a delicate amuse-bouche of truffle-infused mushroom tartlet, its presentation so artful it appeared to be a miniature sculpture. Each bite was a revelation, the flavors melding into a symphony of taste that ignited something within me. I couldn't help but wonder about the identity of my mysterious companion. The email had promised that at midnight, a secret dinner date with an unknown admirer awaited me. Could this bistro, with its hushed elegance and sumptuous fare, be only one piece of a grander puzzle? Throughout the dinner, the experience unfolded like a carefully orchestrated performance. Every course was a meticulously crafted exploration of flavor and texture, a velvety lobster bisque that warmed me from within, followed by a main course of seared sea bass drizzled with a tangy citrus reduction that played upon my palate like a delicate melody. I listened to snippets of conversation from nearby tables, whispers of secret rendezvous, hushed laughter that carried hints of shared intimacy, and the subtle exchange of knowing glances that bound us all together in a tacit celebration of life's hidden luxuries. Between courses, I found moments of quiet introspection. I'd occasionally glance at my phone, recalling that initial alert that had upended my routine. It felt as though each notification was a gentle prod, a reminder that there was a whole world of possibility waiting just beyond the familiar. I couldn't help but feel that I was at a turning point, that this night was an invitation to rediscover a part of myself that had long been dormant. As the evening progressed, a subtle energy seemed to crescendo in the room, a blend of excitement, vulnerability, and a shared understanding that we were all gathered here, if only for a fleeting moment, to embrace something extraordinary. The final course, a delicate dessert of caramel-infused crème brûlée with a whisper of vanilla, was served with quiet elegance, its sweet, crackling surface echoing the gentle promise of a night that had been both decadent and transformative. Just as the last notes of the piano's melancholic tune began to fade into a soft silence, my phone vibrated with one final message: "Your mysterious admirer awaits at the posh hotel bar. Please proceed." My pulse quickened at the thought of what was to come. With a final lingering look at the elegant interior of La Lune Bistro, I gathered my belongings and stepped back out into the cool night, my mind buzzing with anticipation for the final act of my secret escape. I hailed a rideshare once more, the familiar hum of the car a steady counterpoint to the rush of emotions swirling inside me. As we drove through rain-glazed streets bathed in the soft glow of streetlights, I let my thoughts wander back over the events of the evening, each digital receipt, every unexpected message, and every moment of sumptuous indulgence that had guided me here. I realized that this journey was not a mere diversion from the mundane, but an awakening, a bold, clandestine reimagining of life itself. When the car finally pulled up in front of the posh hotel bar, a secluded lounge on an upper floor of a luxurious hotel, I felt as though I were about to step into a secret chapter of my own narrative. The building's facade was a harmonious blend of modern design and understated elegance, its entrance discreet yet inviting. I stepped out, the cool night air wrapping around me as if to whisper its own secrets, and made my way inside. The bar was a realm of refined mystery. Dimly lit with an ambient palette of blues and silvers, the space exuded a quiet, magnetic allure. Plush seating and the soft clink of fine crystal created an atmosphere of exclusive intimacy. I found a seat at the far end of the bar, and as I ordered a signature cocktail, a delicate fusion of citrus, spice, and an indefinable hint of something exotic, I felt the last remnants of my old, predictable self begin to fade away. Minutes later, a man emerged from the soft shadows of the bar. He was impeccably dressed, his eyes warm and inviting, and as he approached my table, I sensed that his presence was not random. "Good evening," he said, his voice a gentle murmur that carried the weight of unspoken promises. "I'm Gabriel." In that moment, everything seemed to slow, the soft strains of ambient music, the quiet murmur of conversation, the way the light danced on the surface of my cocktail. Gabriel's eyes met mine with a quiet intensity that both disarmed and intrigued me, as if he could see the hidden depths of my soul. For the next hour, our conversation unfolded in a delicate dance of vulnerability and hope. Gabriel spoke of his own secret escapes, of nights spent in exclusive venues, of sumptuous dinners that had awakened long-forgotten passions, and of the quiet courage required to step beyond the confines of a life dictated by routine. I listened, enraptured by the sincerity in his voice and the depth of his insights. In turn, I shared my own story, the slow, measured life I had led until that fateful alert had shattered the boundaries of my comfortable existence. Every word we exchanged was a revelation, a gentle unwrapping of the layers that had long concealed our true selves. As our conversation deepened, I found that the exquisite ambience of the posh hotel bar amplified every emotion. The soft glow of the ambient lighting, the subtle notes of jazz that lingered in the background, and the quiet intimacy of our exchange all converged to create a moment that felt both timeless and transformative. With every shared smile and every lingering look, I sensed that the secret escape that had begun with those puzzling ride notifications had blossomed into something far more profound, a subtle promise that I could, at last, reclaim the passion and authenticity I had always yearned for. When the clock neared 1 a.m., Gabriel and I exchanged a final, tender farewell, a gentle parting imbued with the promise that this night, and all the secret encounters it had unveiled, was only the beginning. I left the hotel bar with a heart brimming with hope and a mind alive with possibility, each step back through the rain-soaked streets a quiet reminder that the extraordinary was never as far away as it might seem. During the ride back to my suite at the Celestial Grandeur Hotel, I sat silently, reflecting on the intricate tapestry of events that had unfolded over the past several hours. Every moment, from the mysterious app alert that had disrupted my routine, to the sumptuous dinner at La Nuit, to the intimate conversation with Gabriel in the posh hotel bar, had carved a new space within me, one that was filled with both longing and the fierce determination to live boldly. I realized that those ride notifications had been more than mere digital prompts. They had been the keys to unlocking a hidden chapter of my life, one where passion, mystery, and genuine connection reigned supreme. Back in my suite, as I sat by the window overlooking the twinkling cityscape, I opened my journal and began to write, pouring out the vivid recollections of the night, the taste of gourmet delicacies, the soft glow of candlelight, the murmur of heartfelt conversations, and the tender resonance of Gabriel's parting words. Each line was a tribute to a night that had shattered the confines of my former self and revealed the boundless possibilities that lay hidden beneath the surface of the everyday. In the days that followed, I found that the magic of that secret escape continued to echo through every corner of my existence. The once mundane rhythm of my life was now punctuated by a heightened awareness of beauty in its many forms, the gleam of city lights, the quiet laughter of strangers, the gentle pulse of an urban night. Every discreet notification, every unexpected ride-share, was a reminder that life's most extraordinary moments often appear when we least expect them. I have come to understand that the journey I embarked upon that night was not a mere diversion but a transformative awakening, a reimagining of who I am and who I aspire to be. The secret messages, the lavish hotel stays, and the intimate dinners have become stepping stones on a path toward living with passion, authenticity, and an unwavering commitment to embracing the unknown. They have taught me that the extraordinary lies hidden in the smallest details, a digital alert, a fleeting moment of courage, a shared glance in the dark, and that every day holds the potential for a secret escape if we are willing to listen to the call. Now, as I sit by my window in the soft afterglow of early morning, I feel an unyielding certainty that my life is forever changed. I am no longer content to simply exist in the safe, predictable cadence of routine. Instead, I have awakened to a world where every secret invitation, every subtle notification, is a promise to explore, to discover, and to live boldly. I know that my journey of transformation is only just beginning, and with each new dawn, I am ready to embrace the next chapter of this secret, exhilarating life. With a heart full of hope and eyes open to the hidden wonders around me, I close my journal for now, cherishing the memories of last night as I step forward into a future defined by mystery, passion, and the courage to follow the call of the extraordinary. I woke before dawn with a head full of lingering echoes from a night that still pulsed vibrantly within me. Even now, as the first pale rays of morning crept through my bedroom window at the five-star hotel, I could recall every moment in vivid detail, the thrill of receiving that stray app alert, the delicious uncertainty of the secret check-in at Celestial Grandeur Hotel, and the decadent dinner that had led me into the arms of a stranger I barely knew. The memory of his gentle smile and the warm timbre of his voice had taken root in me, and as I lay in the stillness of early morning, I knew that nothing in my old, routine life would ever be the same again. For as long as I could remember, I had meticulously crafted my days into predictable patterns. Every morning I awoke to the familiar sound of my alarm, and every evening I retired with a sense of quiet resignation. I was content, or so I had convinced myself, that safety lay in the familiar and that adventure was a luxury reserved for others. But last night, an unexpected surge of adrenaline had shattered that illusion. It all began when a stray app alert confirmed a secret escape to a five-star hotel and an invitation to a decadent dinner with a mysterious stranger, a night that promised to redefine every boundary I had ever known. I sat on the edge of my bed, still wrapped in the softness of my hotel robe, and allowed my mind to wander back over the events of the night. I remembered the moment I received that alert, a message that simply read, "Escape confirmed. Check-in at Celestial Grandeur Hotel at 9:30 p.m. Decadent dinner rendezvous with your mysterious admirer awaits." Those few words had acted like a key, unlocking a hidden reservoir of desire and courage I never knew I possessed. I recalled hurrying through my modest apartment, the familiar walls receding as I stepped into the cool, electric air of the city at night. Every step had felt like a leap of faith, a step away from the safe, gray corridors of routine toward a realm painted in the rich hues of possibility. After that initial rush, I had found myself inside Celestial Grandeur Hotel, its lobby a breathtaking blend of modern design and classical luxury. The attendant had addressed me by name, a detail that unnerved and fascinated me in equal measure, and handed me a sleek keycard that promised a temporary escape from my otherwise predictable existence. Ascending to the 12th floor, I had opened the door to Suite 1207, a private sanctuary with floor-to-ceiling windows that offered a panoramic view of the glittering city below. There, in the quiet solitude of the luxurious suite, I discovered a handwritten note tucked neatly beside my belongings, inviting me to an unforgettable dinner at La Nuit. It was then that the journey truly began. La Nuit, an exclusive restaurant with an air of refined mystery, was everything I had once believed existed only in the realms of fantasy. I remember the soft murmur of a live piano mingling with the clink of crystal and the gentle, flickering glow of candlelight as I was guided to my reserved table. The setting was intimate, almost conspiratorial, the table dressed in crisp white linens, adorned with a single red rose in a slender vase, each detail a silent promise of romance. As the evening unfolded, course after course arrived like carefully composed verses in a decadent sonnet. There was the first course, a truffle-infused mushroom tartlet, its flavors delicate yet potent, awakening my palate to a symphony of tastes I'd never known. With each successive dish, a rich lobster bisque that warmed me from within, followed by a main course of perfectly seared sea bass accented with a citrus reduction, I felt as though I were being drawn deeper into a secret world, one where every flavor was a revelation and every bite a declaration of life's abundant mysteries. Throughout the dinner, I found my eyes involuntarily scanning the room, searching for the face of my mysterious admirer. The messages had promised that, at midnight, an intimate rendezvous would await me at a posh hotel bar, a final act to an evening that had already exceeded all my expectations. Between courses, as I savored the culinary delights, I overheard fragments of conversation from nearby tables, hushed voices discussing secret meetings and fleeting romances, discreet laughter that carried the weight of untold stories. I felt an inexplicable kinship with these strangers, a shared understanding that we were all, in our own ways, seeking an escape from the everyday. Then, as if the universe had perfectly timed its cues, my phone vibrated with a new notification just as the dessert, a delicate creme brulee with a caramelized top that crunched satisfyingly under my spoon, was cleared from the table. The message read, "Your mysterious admirer awaits at the Posh Hotel bar. Proceed now." I felt a surge of adrenaline. The entire evening had been a carefully woven tapestry of unexpected luxury, and now the final thread was about to be pulled. Leaving La Nuit, I stepped back out into the cool night, feeling the residual warmth of the decadent meal mingling with the crisp air. I hailed another rideshare, my mind buzzing with anticipation as I was whisked away through the rain-glazed streets. Every neon sign and every reflection in a puddle seemed to shimmer with secret promise, urging me onward toward the next destination, a high-end hotel bar known for its exclusivity and the allure of clandestine encounters. When the car pulled up outside the Posh Hotel, my pulse raced. The building itself was a study in modern elegance, its facade a blend of reflective glass and subtle, understated luxury. I stepped out and made my way through the grand lobby to the bar, a hidden gem on an upper floor that exuded an aura of refined intimacy. The space was bathed in soft, ambient lighting, the low hum of smooth jazz mingling with the gentle chatter of well-dressed patrons. I chose a quiet seat at the far end of the counter and ordered a cocktail, a signature mix that combined the tart brightness of citrus with the delicate warmth of exotic spices. I sat there, sipping slowly, and let my eyes wander over the room. Every detail, the glimmer of crystal glasses, the soft smiles exchanged in discreet glances, contributed to an atmosphere that was both enigmatic and inviting. And then, as if emerging from a well-timed spotlight, a man stepped forward from the shadows. His presence was both confident and gentle, his eyes warm and thoughtful as he approached my table. "Good evening," he said in a measured tone, his voice resonating with a quiet assurance. "I'm Gabriel." In that simple introduction, I sensed the weight of his story, a story of hidden passions and quiet defiance against a life once bound by the ordinary. Over the next hour, as the ambient jazz swelled softly around us, Gabriel and I spoke in hushed tones, our conversation unfolding like a delicate dance. He recounted moments from his past, times when he, too, had felt the pull of the unknown, when secret escapes had given him a taste of the extraordinary. He described nights spent in exclusive venues, clandestine meetings that defied the constraints of convention, and the bittersweet beauty of fleeting yet transformative encounters. In turn, I found myself sharing my own journey, the slow, methodical life I had led until that stray app alert shattered everything, the quiet longing for something more vibrant, and the courage I had mustered to step into a world that promised both indulgence and introspection. Every word, every shared glance, every gentle touch of our hands as we passed a dish or raised a glass, seemed to dissolve the barriers that had once confined me. In the warm, sophisticated glow of the hotel bar, I felt a profound sense of liberation, as if the night had not only revealed a secret escape, but had also unveiled a hidden part of my soul that had long yearned for connection, for passion, and for the thrill of living without fear. As the night began to wane, the soft strains of the jazz band slowly faded, and Gabriel's words became a tender echo in the quiet space between us. With a final, lingering look and a gentle squeeze of my hand, he whispered, "Tonight has been a revelation. I hope we continue to find these secret moments, these opportunities to rediscover ourselves." His parting words resonated with the deep truth I had come to embrace, that life's most profound transformations often begin with a single, unexpected invitation to step into the extraordinary. After a few more minutes, as the gentle hum of conversation and soft clinking of glasses receded, I reluctantly rose from my seat. I left the Posh Hotel bar with a heart brimming with gratitude and a mind alive with possibilities, the memory of Gabriel's warmth and the magic of the night etched indelibly into my soul. The rideshare back to my suite was a quiet, reflective interlude, a time to savor the lingering taste of decadent cuisine, the tender echoes of whispered secrets, and the soft promise that every secret escape is but the opening chapter of an endless journey. Once back in the sanctuary of my suite, I sat by the floor-to-ceiling window overlooking the glittering city, the cool night air still humming softly around me. I opened my journal once more and began to write feverishly, determined to capture every nuance of the night's revelations. The astonishing arrival of that stray app alert, the sumptuous luxury of the Celestial Grandeur Hotel, the exquisite intimacy of La Nuit, and the transformative connection with Gabriel at the Posh Hotel bar. Every word was a testament to the power of embracing the unknown and a declaration that I would never again allow the safety of routine to suffocate my true self. In the days that followed, the magic of that secret escape continued to ripple through every facet of my existence. I noticed subtle shifts in the way I experienced life. The gentle glow of street lamps seemed imbued with hidden promise, every passing smile carried the potential for a secret adventure, and the mundane became a canvas for extraordinary moments. I found that I was no longer content to drift through life in quiet resignation. Instead, I was driven by the memory of that transformative night, fueled by the belief that every unexpected invitation was a chance to live boldly and authentically. I began to explore with renewed curiosity. On quiet evenings, I would take long walks along rain-dappled streets, marveling at the interplay of light and shadow, and allowing myself to imagine the secret stories behind every closed door and flickering neon sign. I reached out to friends with whom I had once shared my hidden dreams, and I found that, in sharing my journey, I inspired them to seek out their own moments of passion and spontaneity. In this way, the extraordinary experience of that night became not just a personal revelation, but a beacon for those around me, a reminder that life's most exquisite chapters are written when we dare to follow the call of the unknown. Even now, as I sit here with my journal open and the city's distant glows serving as a quiet backdrop, I know that my journey is far from over. The secret escapes, the clandestine dinners, and the tender encounters with kindred souls have forever altered the landscape of my heart. I remain ever watchful for that next discreet notification, a new invitation that promises to unlock another hidden door, to reveal yet another facet of the vibrant, unpredictable life that now beckons me. With every secret luxury booking and every intimate, forbidden meeting, I have come to understand that the extraordinary is not reserved for a chosen few, but is available to anyone with the courage to step beyond the boundaries of the expected. My life, once defined by the quiet cadence of routine, has blossomed into a tapestry woven from moments of daring passion, quiet introspection, and the unyielding belief that the hidden wonders of the world are only a secret invitation away. And so, as the first light of day gently warms the edges of my window and I close my journal with a deep sense of gratitude and resolve, I step forward into this brave new world with an open heart and a soul alight with possibility. The memory of that unforgettable night, of sumptuous meals, whispered promises, and the tender connection with a mysterious lover, will continue to guide me as I embrace every moment, every secret, and every challenge that comes my way. For in the quiet spaces between routine and the unknown, I have discovered the true essence of living, a life of passion, authenticity, and endless wonder.